real-time access to critical patient information. So I'll give you a small background of how we reached this idea. We were working on a research project. We were working on a research project with the Department of Pediatric Hemato-Oncology, and each patient file, like just one file of a child just around 6 years old, just in the 6 years span of their life, there is so much data involved in that project that it is very time consuming and cumbersome. But if the same data was there in electronic records, and we had a platform to chat with that data, to ask the PDF about the data, and the PDF itself answering to us, that is amazing. That is something that we thought would be life changing for a lot of people in the medical industry. So the benefits itself is easy retrieval and to improve patient care delivery, to optimize resource utilization, and even in research. The potential, while some may view this as simply using the AI and as simply taking AI and adding it to an already existing product, this is something no one has done yet. So this is why we came up with this solution. The feasibility of the solution, the using generative AI systems and APIs to integrate GPT into a comprehensive and intelligent platform is the next natural step. And there are no hardware requirements, which makes it very feasible. Additionally, the required coding and software skills are already available as the AI market itself is increasing. The market for this type of system is very big, and all the big hospital chains are our market right now. The investment required for product development would be minimal, which will mostly be focused on the research and generating AI itself. The market value analysis, we took a small analysis of the market. The digital medical record industry is currently worth 28.65 billion US dollars. And in India itself, maintaining the medical records is mandatory. And digitization is expected to reach up to 50% by the end of 2021 itself. That's according to the article that we found. In 2023, we are expecting around 65 to 70% of digitization already. The Indian healthcare market is worth approximately 100 billion US dollars and is expected to grow at a rate of 22% to reach almost 372 billion by 2022. So we thought just thinking of the idea is different, but going ahead and asking people about it would be even better. So we took a survey and we asked healthcare providers 3 questions. Do you face issues when parsing through digital patient data to find specific information about the patient? Yes, we got 82.3% still found it very difficult to parse through the patient data. So if we have a system where you can chat with the patient data, okay, and a lot of you will think, oh, it'll be so hard to chat with the PDF. But I would request all of you to just search up this AI model called Chat PDF online, and you can go after this also. Chat PDF online, and you will find a PDF answering your questions. So if you have a research article, you ask.
Time's up, Harsha. Time's up.
Yeah. So these are a few testimonials. You can go through the testimonials while you're asking questions. So a lot of our professors and other students and the nursing staff answered these questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Harsha.
Yeah, Harsha, actually it's a nice idea and a very good presentation. So just a few queries I have. So do you think already we are not having the digitalization of the health records? Because even in the government can be somewhat innovative or which is already available in the market.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you asked this question. So we went through a market analysis also, and we found a few competitors. Like you said, we have the HMIS in India. There are a few other competitors outside India, like Epic Systems, Cerner Corporation, IBM Watson Health. There are other organizations that that does the digitization of records. But how we will be different is we are a conversational AI tool. So I had told you, due to time constraints, I could not show you the chat PDF program itself. But if you have time, you can look at that. It's basically conversing with the PDFs. So you can ask specific questions, like within the pediatric hemato-oncology file, like I said, you can ask specific questions and it will answer you. So there is real-time access, there is conversational AI, and because we have both of these separately, integration will be very low cost as well. So our product is very feasible. And with more evolution in AI, it will only become easier to chat with these PDFs.
Right. Yeah, I too have used a few AI tools for reading the PDF. So Ask PDF, Chat PDF.
Yes, sir. Yes.
One more query is that what is the data safety? Because AI is one area where we are still not clear about in what way we can maintain the safety of the patients or safety of the information whichever we type in the AI tools also.
Yes, sir.
So, in what way you think you can manage the data safety?
Yes, sir. So,
and protect the ethical concerns regarding the patients?
Yes, sir. So, especially in the field of research and the medical field, ethical concerns is something that is very important to everyone. So, one thing we also would like to address in the solution is that since there is already digitization of records and there is encryption of that data already, it is only available for the healthcare providers data files. Even in that, there are certain applications. There are certain like one example is MTP. Doctors also cannot access the patient data of medical termination of pregnancy. Doctors also data encryption already. What we will be doing is adding this AI model to that already encrypted data. So this model will not be accessible to people outside the hospital. We will use the same data encryption policies that HMIS uses, and we will just integrate this software into the already existing HMIS. So it will only that the doctors. And on top of that, there are already concerns of the digitization itself. But since there is encryption of data in the digitization, the new addition will not have a problem.
Right. So one more last query is that in what way it will help the general public? Whether it can reach at the general public level?
So what will there will be an indirect effect on the general public. So we took this topic out of the 3 topics that SNO had provided us. This was mostly for medical providers and students and researchers, medical researchers. So it will have an indirect effect on increased research on the presenting medical complaints. There will be increased research. There will be with increased research, the data going to the general public will also increase. So people will just be more aware of the conditions and what can cause the conditions, and how there are different, how research helps the general public, the same way this will help.
Okay, nice. All the best for your idea and to develop a AI.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Rohit, it's a good presentation. What I want to ask is, already the digitalization of records has been started in all over the government system, as said, because population-based screening is being done. Each family is being recorded as a digital record. Even village-wise, it's being started already. Have you tried this artificial intelligence only for pediatric age group? What you want to tell them on this? What do you want to do only for pediatric?
Yes, ma'am. No, the idea itself stemmed from the pediatric age group, but it can be applied to any form of research. We as students, like right now I'm in my 4th year, and with that research project we applied this idea. But we have told our friends and other researchers about this idea, and they have all started using that chat PDF application already. So if this just becomes integrated with that community program that you spoke about, or if it gets integrated with the already existing HMIS model, it will be easier for every other application other than just research as well.
Yes, doctor. Then another question is: has anybody started this research already?
No,
apart from you?
No, like I said, both are existing technologies, but in separately. So there is digitization and there is asking PDF. So our idea is to merge both of them.
Okay. For how many questions have you been for clinical examination? How much questions have you framed for a pediatric patient?
More than a questionnaire. We had gone through the patient data files and we made PDFs out of those files. We put it on chat PDF and we were researching a particular topic. So our topic was on thalassemia. So we had asked particular questions about the thalassemia in the patient, and the PDF itself went through the patient data and it found the part that we wanted to add into our project. So it just made the whole process easier for us.
Okay, it's a very nice presentation and a very good and innovative idea. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Saran ma'am, and thank you, Harsha.
Thank you, Rohit.
So who would like to present next?
So we would like to present.
Okay, Ruchika, you can present now.
So I'll be sharing the screen, so just give us a moment. So is it visible, sir?
Yes, it is visible, Purvi. Carry on.
Good evening, everybody. This is Purvi Venkatesh, Ruchika Jaiswal, and Subhaprada S. from Sri Ramachandra Institute, your second-year students, and we would love to present a presentation on lifestyle modifications and stress-free medical practice. A little introduction. A day in the life of a doctor is going to involve performing numerous tasks to provide patient care. The tasks require a lot of patience, alertness, and perseverance. Hence, there's a very high chance for doctors' emotional and physical health to take a wrong turn. Work stress refers to the harmful physical and emotional effects when job requirements do not match the worker's resources or needs. The stress in medical practice has always been a topical issue. This is partly because the medical service involves taking care of other people's life, and mistakes or errors could be costly and sometimes irreversible. It is thus expected that the medical doctor himself must be in a perfect state of mind, devoid of morbid worries and anxieties. The specific stressors in our field include peer pressure, social expectations, training, hostile job environment. These all together is going to lead to a phenomenon called as the burnout phenomenon. Not only in the medical field, but also in all the fields present today.
Now, coming to the solutions, the solution for such a prevalent problem is something that has to be explored into, as it can vary from person to person. We have tried to come up with some solutions which may help a large group of doctors to combat the stress. The first one being creating weekly goals. The field of medicine has become extremely chaotic and fast, for which the doctor have created ways to overcome it, one of which is to maintain a to-do list. Hence, it is the need of the hour to create a motivational environment in the hospital. Every department should create a weekly goal. Once they achieve the goal, they can celebrate the success at the end of the week together. The goal should be realistic and not too competitive so as to not cause the reverse effect. The second one being scheduling a separate day for yoga or any other physical activity, as it is beneficial for the following reasons. It helps to reduce stress, improve teamwork, maintain work-life balance. The above methods have already been implemented for medical students and definitely should be extended for the doctors as well. Thank you.
Avoid, express, adapt. Avoid indulging into hazardous activities like drinking and smoking. We being doctors know that these activities not only provide short-term euphoria, but also long-term health problems. Many medical students and professionals are succumbing to such malpractices. Express. Express if you're feeling overwhelmed. Please do approach a therapist immediately. Many doctors keep piling up their emotions, which in turn may lead them to take a rash decision, which is often irreversible. Adapt. Learn to mingle. If there is a problem, we need to learn to adapt to that particular situation. Journal maintenance as a personal method of stress busting. The to-do list need not apply only for a group, but also can be used for individual purposes. This as well need not only be used in the medical field, but can and should be implemented everywhere so as to lead a more organized and stress-free life.
As Walt Disney once said, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. To summarize this, the challenges that we doctors face are quite unique. And something that may be haunting is that a haunting is our routine for other fields. So the feasibility of this particular idea is mainly the doctor's time and patience, and the doctor's time and patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Purvi and team.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate the team because you have chosen one topic which is very much essential at this moment. So because we as doctors, we are more prone for this burnout syndrome and all, mostly during the post-graduation. The postgraduates from time to time we could see various news regarding them, and only few queries I have. So all the interventions or all the solutions that you have quoted are has to be individualized, right? So for each doctor or each of them, it has to be individualized according to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It has to be individualized. Definitely.
So how you can individualize it? Whether you will be able to individualize it?
So definitely, sir. These things, these ideas that we have put forward, I've already said that many people are suffering nowadays. Not only in the medical practice, but in general, many people have actually started adapting these things personally, sir. So we have put it in general for team because we doctors spend most of the time with our colleagues. So that is why we mainly focused it on teamwork, sir. But definitely we can personalize it for each person as well, sir.
Yeah, okay. So whether you have gone through any of the literature, so previously, because for burnout syndromes and all, many researchers has been carried out previously. So the solutions which you have quoted, they would have just adapted. And what is the current scenario regarding those things and all?
So I don't think it has improved that much, sir. The researchers have definitely done their work, and they have put forward their theories and done. They showed results, but I don't think it's being followed that much nowadays, sir.
Okay. So one thing that do you think it is realistic because maintaining a logbook or a journal record of all the to-do list for a busy practitioner, whether it will be easy or whether it is realistic?
Sorry. Yes, sir. So making a to-do list is something which should only take. To-do list is generally for a day, and weekly goals can be done by, say, the PGs or somebody who's relatively free than the doctor.
Because why I wanted to ask is because we are involved with the patient care, so we can't predict on which day we will be busy or when we will be free or so. So whether it is easy for us to schedule it.
So it does not have to be exactly, sir. We can make a very a plan or at least a goal that's not exactly close to the one that is going to happen that day, sir. That's the point, sir.
Okay. What is the innovation that you have just brought in with your idea? Because everything is already known by, to reduce the stress, doing a yoga or maintaining proper scheduling, proper timing of works, because these and all, it's already known fact. So what is the newer innovation that you are going to bring with your idea?
So the innovations, yes, sir. Yes, all the above ideas have already been put forward many times, but as already have told that it's not being implemented everywhere, sir. So we are trying to tweak it a bit. That is, change these ideas a bit, sir, such that it favors the doctors and looks more attractive for the doctors to actually follow it.
Okay. Thank you for your nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's a very nice presentation. Actually, need of the hair. I want to ask you one question. What you have told itself. Why do you think it's not being followed? From the research paper, the results, as Cher said, why do you think it's very difficult to follow all these stress relieving factors? It's very difficult to follow.
Ma'am, first thing, ma'am, yes, the doctor's life is extremely busy, ma'am. And second thing, the coming generation has actually we have a very tiny, no, not tiny to be different, very scary bad habit called procrastination, ma'am, which is actually affecting many of our many of our situations, ma'am. So probably yes, ma'am. So probably if we try to reduce all those things and start getting involved into maintaining our health, both emotional and physical health, we will definitely be able to follow it.
How do you think your peer group will support in a workplace? How do you think a peer group will be supporting in a stress relieving factor?
Ma'am, could you repeat the question, ma'am? Sorry.
How the peer group plays a role in relieving a stress factor when a workplace. It's different from our study period to workplace. How do you think the peer group will support us? I'm asking about what are the ways the peer groups can support your colleagues.
As already told, celebrating the weekly goals together, that is if you have completed a particular week, celebrating it together by probably going to a good restaurant or probably going to places like any place, busting places, that would definitely help.
Okay, actually the stress, yes.
Yeah, yes.
Doctor, the stress relieving factor varies from individual to individual. No? Somebody will be like each one has some stress relieving factor. It differs from person to person.
Yes, ma'am. It's not. Yes, ma'am. True, ma'am. We can, as a group, definitely, ma'am. Peer, na definitely. They will, as friends, definitely we will listen to other person's idea, ma'am, and we'll definitely, obviously, go for a try, and we will try it. And if it doesn't suit us,
the one thing is you should identify a leader among your peer group also who supports this, who is continuously monitoring. Then only it will be very feasible.
Yes,
that should be identified, and one person should be he or she should be supporting us, and he or she should be reminding you all these things. Then only the peer group will grow with it. Anyhow, it's a very nice presentation. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir and ma'am.
He would like to go next.
Who would like to present next?
I will go next. He would like to go next first.
Okay, go on. Hey, can you please mute your mic? Thanks.
Good evening, sir and ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm Shivani, and with me I have Anushri and Gaurangi, and we would like to present our innovative idea on how to improve the mental health and well-being of medical students. Gaurangi will start now.
Good evening. Respected judges, I know it might seem that an era has passed since you were 17-year-olds giving entrance exams, going through all that stress periods of uncertainty, just so that you could get a chance to start your medical journey. And it's true, Being a healthcare worker is a dream that only a few are able to actualize. But in this fast paced world, how is it that doctors of today aren't happy in spite of choosing this noble profession themselves? A lack of work life management and not keeping in touch with one's emotional is the root cause, according to our group. With long hours, high stress levels, and the inability to accommodate some time for physical activity, our lives have become somewhat of a vicious cycle where doctors often become closed off and end up suffering from burnouts, which are basically a long-term stress reaction, which today 24% of doctors in our country suffer from. In this condition, healthcare workers suffer from emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and they are unable to feel the gravity of what they do. That is, helping a person escape the clutches of death. So here are some solutions to lack of work-life balance and attention to their own mental health, which doctors often do not do. And through this, we hope to bring a smile to each and every doctor's face. Now, Anushri will present.
I would like to talk about the issue of work-life balance, which people in the medical profession face. The goal is to rebalance in all areas of life, which interlineates career and self-fulfillment and prevents self-injury caused by constant stress. A little change in the medical curriculum might actually prove to be beneficial in the long run. A time slot can be allotted for doing whatever the student likes to do. Workshops can be conducted frequently, advising and encouraging the budding doctors that there exists a life apart from work and it's totally fine to enjoy life with work simultaneously. Building a supportive social or study group, which with the help of an app, which we could name as Mediall, an app for medicos, could make learning easier through discussing different ideas with peers and sharing experiences might help in achieving a work-life balance and helping medicos in feeling less lonely. Being organized and making a routine can really help the doctors complete their tasks on time and thus keeping their mind stress-free. Indulging in a sport or any physical activity helps release happy hormones and energizes the person, reduces stress, hence can be helpful. Virtual meetings instead of frequent traveling can help by not overstraining the body. Eating healthy, nutritious food can be a good modification too. Now Shivani will continue.
We as medical students are taught day in and out about the importance of empathizing with patients and about how much of a difference it will make to the patient and to their treatment. Empathy, by definition, means the ability to understand and imagine the thoughts, perspective, and emotions of another person. But in simpler terms, it often just means being kind to patients. We're all required to be kind and empathize with patients. And a little bit of that kindness for ourselves would do wonders. In this extremely competitive environment that us medical students are thrust in, we strive to be productive and efficient every second of the day. We are all anxious about our future and our goals. Relaxing or de-stressing is often frowned upon, and it is seen as unnecessary, even by ourselves. However, it is essential to be kind and empathetic with ourselves and understand the stress we are under and learn to take care of ourselves. Changing the mindset of our peers, academics, and ourselves, and taking time for ourselves, our mental and physical health, is the first step towards creating a better lifestyle. Time to connect with ourselves and heal ourselves is important. Approaching a therapist when necessary and making use of the mindfulness and meditation applications would go a long way in the beginning of this journey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivani. It was a very nice presentation. I just have a few points as doubts. So all the solutions that you have just quoted, say for example, eating a nutritious diet, having some kind of physical activity, some kind of sport each one has to get themselves involved. All these are generalized, somewhat a vague kind of solution. do you have any specific solution for burnout? Because any solution for a problem should be one-to-one. We need specific solutions for any of the problem that you are going to present. So is there anything like that?
We can make an app with we can call it MediAll, in which all the doctors, they can form a community and they can talk to each other regarding the problems they face. They can also discuss with each other any particular case they are stuck with, and it will be really helpful if they can talk about it.
Because like best supporters are those who are going through the same journey, we feel. So an app like that would be really helpful and cost effective too, because like making apps is not at all expensive anymore with the development of technology in today's time.
Okay. So do you think already there are no apps regarding this? There are many apps.
There are many apps there, but I think as students, even now, if we decide to take time away from our academics, we're all both under the peer pressure and just by ourselves, we feel like we're wasting time and that we could be doing something more productive during that. I think our aim is to normalize taking time for ourselves in the beginning. Only then we'll be able to fully appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll end up taking time and then being stressed because we took time, which would not satisfy.
Right. Because one thing which we quite often find is that even if a simple kind of a stress comes, so the medical students are facing so much of anxiety or thing, which was not that much prevalent 10 or 15 years back, I guess. And one more thing, do you think that within the already available curriculum, so many changes has been brought in the medical curriculum? Do you think any kind of there is a room for solutions which we are just quoting for the relaxation for the students and all? Is there any time, because we are moving towards competency based medical education, so we are having outcomes, we are having nowadays family adoption program. So is there anywhere we can fit in these ideas?
So like we had mentioned while we were presenting that like there is time allotted for AdCom, for family adoption. We could also have time which is like just for our physical and mental well-being. Like we could have like a physical education like we had in school. We could just have a games period where we could just relax or do whatever we want.
Yeah, that is available in all the medical colleges, I think so. Sports and extracurricular, there is separate session hours allotted for those. But exactly, I think so. None of you, if we allot the time period for sports and extracurricular, none of you will go for actually the sports and extracurricular. You will just go to the room and you want to relax. That is what actually which is happening.
So yes, so like in our rooms also, then we could just like pursue our hobbies in that time, like as a method of mental relaxation.
Sure. Okay. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Shivani, it's a very nice presentation. Like what I want to ask is, when you become a very busy practitioner, what will you do to become a stress-free? What type of a solution, a single solution, will you plan?
I don't think we can decide one particular solution for when we become busy practitioners. It is something that we develop from this time when we are medical students.
Yes, exactly. The attitude of dealing with the things, like when anything goes negatively, that we should develop from our childhood. Like it should be from our childhood. Otherwise, when we enter into a medical colleges. So the basic thing is like to deal with the things which goes out of our way, or when we face some failures. For that, it has to be like from the UG period itself, we have to get trained. And for stress-free practices, what I think is like from years to years, like your stress relieving factors will change. Like once you will be like going for games, playing volleyball or cricket, or next you will be like your stress relieving factor will be reading books. For some other people, it will be the same thing even the year goes on. So,
yes, ma'am. I think
what you are going to develop. Have your batch? Have your batch any like? Are you following any specific practices like for relieving stress as your friends? Like whole batch or something like. Obviously, we'll be playing. Obviously, we'll be playing, going out, having dinner. That's fine. Any study is being done, like for your second year MBBS or third year MBBS. Have you done? Have you started any study regarding this? Any research study?
No, ma'am, we have not done anything yet.
Are you planning anything?
Yes, ma'am. Like I think, ma'am, like meditation is a scientifically also it's been proven that it's very useful. So maybe we could do something about that.
Yes, that's the thing. You just take it as a study before and after, like what meditation or yoga practices. You just come out with the indicators, and then you be an example, like to the forthcoming or further junior students. You just take it as a study, any specific thing, and do it. Wish you all the best. I'm happy, like at least now younger minds are thinking about this stress free, how to relieve your stress. Wish you all the best, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sharon, ma'am. So the final participant, can you present now?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay, sure. 1 second, I'll start. So good evening, respected members of the call. I would like to present my presentation on the topic overview to improve medical and emergency communications. So I'll start with my presentation. Okay. The first aspect of the presentation is about patient tracking. So every time there is a patient who is admitted for a surgery and then he is discharged after the surgery, he's called for follow-ups. And most of the time, they tend to miss out either due to their financial aspects or because of their lack of paying attention to that, or they feel it's trivial. So every patient requires monitoring frequently, and these technical ideas will help us in simplifying the workload. Okay, so when a patient is in the hospital, there is providing notifications about the patient. So the first one is the application emergency buzzes, which means that a patient is now in an OPD waiting for the doctor to see them, and then they happen to have an emergency condition like a drop in the vitals. So the place where they are seated in is automated in such a way that their vitals are constantly tracked. And if there is any drop, the particular position or where the patient is seated, it is immediately intimidated to the postgraduates or any other junior doctors in the area. Different shares automated for the patient movement. I am so sorry. 1 second. Different shares automated for the patient movement and vitals constant recording system with patient's details that goes into the laptop system. All of the three comes with under what I mentioned. Okay, so this one is designated staff to create a rapport with the attender. As crucial as it is to communicate with the patient, it is also crucial to communicate with the attender, because half of the time in case of pediatric cases and other geriatric cases, it is the attender who has the final call. So it is important that it needs to be a rapport, and a doctor cannot juggle around taking care of the patient and the attender. And it is also important to assess the mental state of the patient in that regard. Yeah. Next is talking to their attenders can be done to by a communication expert. Like there are people who have done degree in communication, so that will help in understanding their mindset and also hence suggest feasible betterment options, like a more customized treatment, like what they want and what is feasible for their level of interest and their financial level or any other thing that they wish. Accordingly we can help them.
Another part is that a mental health. Mental health is one thing that worsens when you're in a hospital. Even if it's for a small diarrhea that you're admitted, you're going to be severely sad and depressed. Like, why am I here? What is going on? What is wrong with me? Every patient is anxious and wants answers to a trillion questions. So for this, we will be giving a daily basis talking system, more like a mental health monitoring system. So there'll be people like hospital clowns who just go and then have a chit chat with them, talk about their interests, get to know them on a personal first name basis. So it is really helpful.